Hello and welcome back. Today's video is going to be a full face of drugstore / affordable makeup. I did do a full face of my most expensive makeup, which I will link in the description box, and I have also done a best of drugstore makeup, which is all of my drugstore favorites. I'm calling this / affordable only because I am going to use a few more online brands that are affordable that aren't really drugstore, such as Colourpop, AOA Studio from Shop Missy, and this sponge from Instylish. This was sent to me and it's really, really good. So because I'm including some of these other things, I'm calling it affordable, but the star of the show is going to be this eyeshadow palette by Essence. This is the Salut Perry. I've talked about the Essence Good Day Sydney palette, and I actually have an Instagram tutorial using that one. I wanted to use this one because it's amazing and only $10. So let's just get into the look. I'm drinking coffee because it's still pretty early in the morning and I finally get to use my seasonally appropriate mug, although I pretty much use it year round. Already have on my Milani eyeshadow primer and I did set that down already. Here is the palette and I couldn't decide, am I gonna go more of a pink look or a green look? The only thing I would say about this palette would be perfect with this color story would be if they also had a green shimmer shade. I think that would have been absolutely perfect. But I think I want to do greens in the crease and maybe a pink on the lid. So I'm gonna start with the lightest green and then use all three of those. I'm using my Beauty Junkies brush and I did a whole video on all of my favorite makeup brushes if you're interested in that. So just taking the lightest green shade. Figure it's a good base. Then going into that one. I've talked about these palettes and I just cannot believe that they're only $10. And the Essence, the Good Day Sydney one, I'm pretty sure I also used an Ulta coupon on that and only paid like $8. All right, going into the darker green. Yeah, I feel like those first two greens, they're not really showing up a whole lot, but these are a little bit powdery, as you can see here, but I don't really care about that because I always do my eye makeup first. So as far as fallout, you know, that's not a problem. This line of these Essence palettes, they have several of them, several other cities. They keep coming out with more. And they look so amazing. I want to get them all. I know I don't need that many eyeshadow palettes, but it's hard when things are also affordable. Then I just want to buy them all, but I can't. I want to put one of the browns in my crease. Well, this is actually the only brown in the palette. I do wish this was a bit darker just to be able to darken things up a little bit more, but that's fine. I'm going to use, this is one of the Jaclyn Hill Morphe brushes, the JH40. I talked about this in my brush video. I think it's probably the best one in the eye set. This is not that dark of a color, but that's okay. Okay, for the lid shade, I want to go with this more burgundy type color, and I'm going to get my trusty sponge tip applicator for that. Let's try it dry first and then see if I need to add setting spray. I think it'd be it's fine, but I think it'd be a little bit better with a spray. And I do have this one from Fourth Ray Beauty, the Mellow Milk. I've been really liking this, and at first it wasn't irritating my eyes though, but I will say that lately I think it has been irritating my eyes if I spray my whole face. If I just spray my eyeshadow brush, it hasn't been a problem. So now when I spray my whole face with it, I just cover my eyes. Oh yeah, way better. I will say, this is random, but I have done several Instagram tutorials. I haven't really in the last month, but for a while there I was doing a lot. I don't like to focus on hate comments, but I will say I got several really mean comments that I was using a sponge tip applicator and the Anastasia brush, and most comments were very nice, but there were a few people that were like, wow, this makeup is absolute trash, and I don't like to focus on stuff like that, but it did. I mean, it kind of, when you get several comments like that, it does, you know, hurt your feelings, or at least it hurt my feelings. I'm not doing some crazy fancy makeup looks. I'm just, you know, a regular person trying to do something fun, but whatever. Some people are just out there to be mean, and I don't want to focus on that, but I did think that that was kind of unusual. I want to put a little bit of this shade just in the center, see how that goes. Oh, I like that effect. All right, just gonna go with a little bit more green and blend the edges. Alrighty, I cleaned up the fallout and I did tightline. I used my Urban Decay eyeliner because it is the only one I have, but I do want to do a winged liner with the Line Stiletto. This is my favorite liquid liner ever in the world. It's the only one I can even do a wing with. Okay, I don't know how even that wing is, but that is okay. I will say that I just wish the crease was a little bit more green. I do think that the shimmers are better than the mattes in that palette, but overall I do still like it. I think it's a really nice color story. I'm gonna use my Covergirl primer. This is the pore minimizing one, and I also have the illuminating one. I talked about both of these in that drugstore video, and they are hands down two of the best primers I've ever tried, drugstore or high-end. They are just really, really good quality. Pretty blown away by Covergirl actually this year. I also love the concealer, which I'm probably going to use in this video as well. Something that is in a project pan that I want to use is the Catrice Light Correcting Serum Primer. I actually use this as a liquid highlighter, so I just do this. The only thing, the pump on this is not very good. It's one of these droppers. I can't get anything to even go in there, so I know this looks super weird, but this is what I do. I just smeared here, and you'll see, wow, that looks dark, but this is much lighter when you blend it out. See, yeah, it automatically, it's so weird because it looks so dark. When I first got it, I was like, oh, I could use this as a liquid bronzer, but no. And this sponge that I'm using, so this was sent to me by Instylish, not sponsored, but they did send it to me. They sent me a 2-pack of these sponges. This one is dry. This one obviously is wet, which is why it's bigger. I've had these for almost a month. I haven't used this one only because I hate to get 2 sponges dirty at the same time if I don't need to. They're the same, but they're just different shapes. This one is actually kind of cool. So I do want to try that, but I just don't like the idea of getting all of my sponges dirty. I think these are really high quality. They come in a 2-pack for $12, although I think they have a sale right now where it's $10. They did give me a coupon code. It's affiliated. You obviously don't have to use it. It's Chic10 for 10% off. I just think that these are just as good, if not a little bit better than Real Techniques, and the price is very similar. I am not someone who buys a beauty blender. I have said before that I think it is overpriced, so I like more affordable sponges, like the Real Techniques. This is really good. And I did have an AOA sponge. That one I will say is really good, but it did die out and fall apart at a little less than 3 months, which, I mean, it's only $2, I think, so that's perfectly fine. But I like ones that will last longer. So this one I've had about a month. We'll see how long it lasts, hopefully longer. I know a lot of people throw out their sponges after 3 months. I wash it every day, so I just keep it until it falls apart. I've never had a problem with that, but that's just what I do. So as you can tell, there's a slight glow there. It is maybe a bit dark, but it's not as dark as it looks here. So anyway, yeah, when I bought this, it says primer. I thought it was a primer. If I put this on my whole face, I would be a sweaty mess. I just have too large of pores for that. But I've been enjoying it for this. I have also mixed it in with foundation, which I do like as well. The foundation I want to use is the AOA Studio. This is only $1. I am so impressed with the Shop Miss A website. I am in love with it. I ordered a lot of jewelry on there, and I'm actually wearing some fuzzy socks I bought on that website. It's really nice. So this color is 302 Fair Ivory, and this actually matches me really well. It has yellow undertones. They don't have a ton of shades though. I also had their tinted moisturizer, and I really liked that as well. I am super impressed. I have only tried a couple of things I didn't like from AOA. I know this is like, you know, a really fancy way of doing this, but that's just what I do. The thing about my low buy is that because I still want to buy makeup because, you know, I like it. I've got creative with my budget and bought $1 makeup and a lot of other drugstore makeup. And, you know, I think it's good because I've tried a lot of stuff that maybe otherwise I wouldn't have tried. I did not buy hardly any high-end makeup this year, obviously purely because of the budget. And I did kind of choose to get more than less, but I wouldn't say quantity over quality because I have tried amazing drugstore and AOA makeup. I had a dog hair on my lip, which happens a lot. My dog sheds, but that's okay, he's cute. I've tried some really good stuff this year and I'm really impressed. I have not decided what I want to do for my low buy in the future. I'm definitely not going to be on as much of a low buy after this year. But I also don't want to go crazy and go ham sandwich. So I haven't decided. I'm really glad that I did this year. I've still tried a lot of really good makeup. Love this foundation. It is not super full coverage. I've worn it during the day and it lasts really nicely throughout the day. I'm just really, really impressed. I cannot believe that is only $1. I'm gonna go with the Covergirl concealer. My color is L400 Classic Ivory. This is so creamy and so nice. I really, really like it. I did finally finish my e.l.f. concealer and that one, I like it, but this is a lot better because it's a lot creamier. And I have had this thing here for a week. I don't know what it was. I think it was a pimple, which is a really weird spot to get a pimple, but anyway, it's there. Concealer just blends out so easily. And look, that concealer did cover up that zit or whatever it is. It's getting better, but it's actually got really swollen for a day and it looked like I had a black eye. It was really weird, but it's getting better. Did the foundation and now I'm gonna go in with powder and I want to use this AOA powder. This also is only $1. There was one, I think that was translucent. That was the one I wanted. That was sold out, so I got the color Soft Light, and it's like a light skin tone powder, and it has a slight yellow undertone, so it works. I haven't had a translucent powder in a while. I generally don't like them, but I was curious to have one again. I'm actually using an AOA Studio F13 brush. I bought this the first time ever I ordered from Shop Miss A, and that was, I think, 3 or 4 years ago, and I still really like this brush. It is really good for face powder. I'm really impressed with this powder. A lot of loose powders can be too much, too drying, but this is really nice, sets my face, and I love it. And I can't believe it's only $1. And you do get, how much do you get? 7 grams, so that's actually a decent amount. I will say one of the only things I've never found that works for me at the drugstore is under eye powder. I am using my Lancome Absolute in Absolute Pearl. I've just never found an under eye powder that works. I wish it existed. I know a lot of people like the e.l.f. one, and I have tried that and I didn't like it. It emphasized my lines. The problem is I have lines under there, and also it's very, very dry. My under eyes are really dry, and I just have not been able to find an under eye powder that works. So that's the only category of makeup I've never had success with at the drugstore. For bronzer, I am going to get the Beauty Benefits Hollywood. This is in the color Cinnamon. This is from the Dollar Tree. I love this. It's only $1, but it's so buttery. It's such a good bronzer. I also do like the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I finished mine earlier this year. I have a lot of other bronzers, so that's why I haven't repurchased, but I really do like that, and I may repurchase it at some point. I'm gonna go for more of a contour here on the cheeks. This is my absolute favorite contour brush ever. It's the Sigma F05. Oh, and side note, so Sigma has a new brush company called Practk, and they are much more affordable brushes. And I actually did become an affiliate with them. I know this is random, but I was really excited. I have my link down below. You can check it out. It's way more affordable, and they've got those cleaning hand mats and things like that. I don't have any of the products yet, actually, so I will be getting them, but anyway, just thought I'd mention that. For blush, I'm using this e.l.f. blush. This is called Cheeky. It's just a peach color, and I really like this. This is one of the best blush formulas I've ever tried, ever. It's so buttery, and it just blends itself. It's really nice. For highlighter, I'm gonna use this Milani one in Strobe Light. And before I said I didn't love this, but you know, I haven't used it in a while, so I thought I would give it a go. You know, that looks pretty nice. For finishing powder, I'm gonna use the Essence Pure Nude. This is amazing. This is one of the best drugstore products I've ever tried, ever. I have used this also just as a subtle highlighter as well. I like it as finishing powder. It's the only thing I've ever tried from the drugstore as far as finishing powder that I like. I did just do my lower lash line, and I did add my Urban Decay eyeliner to the waterline. This L'Oreal mascara is amazing. L'Oreal Voluminous. I have gone back to L'Oreal after Covergirl, only because I love the Covergirl mascaras, but the L'Oreal just gives more volume, and I've really missed that. So I did go back to this, and plus this was on clearance at Target for $3. So when you're on a budget, that helps. I like to just go over my cheek area of my sponge as well, just to blend everything together. For brows, I do have the AOA Studio Sculpting Brow Pencil. I really don't use brow pencils much anymore. I usually just use eyeshadow. But I actually think this is pretty good. This is one of these angled ones, kind of like the Anastasia, I forgot what it's called. She's got the Brow Wiz and then the Brow Definer, that's what it is. I've never actually tried that, but this is actually really nice, and my color is a dark brown, and it works. Maybe slightly too warm, but it works. The thing is it's kind of subtle. So I am probably gonna go over this with some eyeshadow. This is just what I've been using eyeshadow my brows, basically because of Pan That palette. That's what I started doing last year with my Pan That palette, and now I like it more than brow pencils. So you definitely save money on brow pencils. All right, I did add some brown eyeshadow and my Essence Make Me Brow. I like this a lot more. I feel like the brow pencil is a little too subtle for me. I put on the L'Oreal Voluminous mascara. All right, I do want to use this liquid lipstick. This is Morphe Virgin. I really like their formula, and this is also in my Project 10 uses, so I need to get some use out of it. Really do like this though, and I think their formula is really nice. Wearing a bright red lipstick in some recent videos, and that is Morphe Hot Shot, which is, I don't have it right here, but it is one of my favorite red lipsticks ever. I think their formula is quite comfortable, although when I wear a nude liquid lipstick, I do like to use gloss, and I'm gonna go with the Colourpop in Champagne Mommy. I really like this color. This was a Kathleen Lights made me buy it, and it's really nice. Favorite gloss formulas are Colourpop and NYX Butter Glosses, because they give that shine. I like really shiny lips, and a lot of lip glosses are just not that shiny. I really like this lip combo, actually. Alrighty, that is it for this makeup look. I actually do really like it. The only thing I don't like is I wish these greens were a bit more green. I wanted more of a green look in the crease. This looks pretty neutral, but I do really like the shimmers in this palette, and I do think it's a really nice color story. I will say previously, you know, I didn't really like this Milani highlighter for whatever reason, but I think it looks really good today, so I don't know what was up with that. This e.l.f. blush this is amazing. I think this is $6. It's so good. And they do have bronzers in this line that I want to try. Oh, and also I've made a list of makeup that I want to buy after my low buy, and on that list is the e.l.f. Putty Primer. Have you guys tried it? Please let me know. It is so hyped up. It looks so weird to me because you have to dip some out, put it on your face, and it's supposed to be a dupe for the Tatcha. Anyway, if you've tried it, I'm very curious. I've been really loving this sponge also. I will link that in the description box if you are interested. It's really good quality. And the AOA, this foundation and the powder are fantastic. And there's so much other stuff that I tried from AOA throughout the year that I really, really like. A lot of it is fantastic and it's only $1. That is amazing. Alrighty, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you are interested, you can check out my best of drugstore video. I did mention some of these products in that video. And also if you want to see my most expensive makeup products, I will link that as well. That is it, and thank you for watching.